Today, our video will be talking about smoking in China and how to reverse the trends of smoking in the youth. Studies report that over half of the students in China have one or more parents who smoke in the household, meaning kids are exposed to smoking at a very young age, and that they are seeing most adult role models smoking. This is why our project works to promote education on the adverse effects of smoking, starting at a young age. China has the biggest rate of exports in the world, and there is no exception when it comes to cigarettes. China accounts for 1/3 of all cigarettes purchased in the world, meaning that over 350 million people are smokers. In turn, secondhand smoking causes nearly 100,000 deaths annually, and over 180 million children are exposed to smoke at least once a day. Tobacco use is the leading cause of preventable death and non-communicable diseases, with at least half of all smokers expected to die from tobacco-related illness. In China, 67% of men smoke, and 32% of women are found to regularly smoke, versus the global average, which was found to be approximately 36% of men and 7% of women. Men in China smoke more due to cultural norms that associate smoking with masculinity and social status, while discouraging it among women. It is a common part of male social and workplace interactions, such as offering cigarettes as a gesture of hospitality. These traditions, combined with targeted marketing towards men and historical gender expectations, contribute to the gender disparity in smoking rates. Why do people smoke? It is affordable, and it can often be an appetite suppressant, which would decrease the amount of food needed to be bought for a family. It is a sign of respect and familiarity in Chinese culture, and 1 in 3 people around you are smoking, including your teachers, parents, and friends. So why wouldn't you? This trend of smoking, and as well as the constant exposure to adult smoking, has brought the average age of smoking down substantially, to the point where it is normal to see teenagers and young kids smoking, especially teenage males. It's gotten to a point where 76.5% of junior high students report being able to buy cigarettes, even though the age requirement to purchase any type of smoking product is 18 years old. Although this trend isn't just confined in China, as you can see by the graph, almost half of all teenage males in China smoke. This is increasing their chance for lung disease, cancer, heart problems, and pulmonary issues immensely. This has to stop before it becomes a trend that is irreversible. This is where we come in. Our plan. Our program has 3 goals. We want it to be easy to understand, easy to implement, and easy to access. We will start in rural junior high and high schools. Our program will be an in-school program or assembly on the effects and dangers of smoking with required attendance, but also incentives. We will train 100 people with our anti-smoking curriculum to start, with 2 teachers at each school. To start, we will go to 10 schools in 5 different rural neighborhoods across China, 5 junior highs, 5 high schools. We will have 4 interactive sessions over a school year, in September, November, March, and May, with each session being about an hour and a half of lecture and half an hour for questions. At the end of each session, you can fill out a quiz that goes over what was taught to be entered in a raffle. At the end of each assembly, they will be handed pamphlets and information they can hold on to or bring back to the family. Why are we starting with children? Because it is technically illegal and not allowed in classrooms, the habit of smoking is not as habitual or ingrained in them as it may be in older adults. They have more time where they may not be able to smoke versus their parents who have a lot more opportunities. Additionally, because all children are required to go to school by Chinese law, we'll be reaching a large population of each school district, and they will be able to bring those teachings back to their family and hopefully influence their decision making. As these children start to age, it'll be easy to understand if this program was effective because we have a test group that is the same age, meaning we'll be able to track their habits as they grow. Our budget. We want our program to be easy to implement countrywide, but because we had such a large budget, we wanted to see how far we could stretch it. That being said, we believe we could run this program on a tighter budget if needed. We will be paying each teacher $50 hourly per teacher, with 2 teachers per session, which comes out to $200. There will be 9 sessions per year at 20 schools, which will be about $36,000. There will be 100 incentives at $50, which comes out to $9,000, plus miscellaneous things such as pamphlets and posters, $5,000, which will round us out to a total of $50,000. Incentives. To have this program be effective, we have to understand our audience and their feelings. We understand that some assemblies or lectures can be a little redundant. We will make sure that this is not so. Our program will be interactive yet anonymous. Our goal is not to embarrass these kids or make them feel like they're in trouble, but instead help them to make informed decisions. Because of these factors, we decided an incentive of 180 $50 gift cards would be encouraged for participation and focus, especially if we are in a particular underserved area who may need food. We will have an end-of-session quiz on what was covered, as well as an anonymous survey for questions, concerns, and interest forms on becoming a teacher themselves. Goals and next steps. To start this program, we will have a completely anonymous survey about whether or not they smoke, and if they do, would they quit, how often, their age, their grade, questions that will help us get data points. They will then take the same survey in May with added questions such as whether or not they brought the teachings back to their family, if they want to quit, or if they have decided never to start. We will also be tracking student engagement with the hope to gain more engagement throughout each session. Overall, our goal is to decrease cigarette use or prevent them from smoking altogether by 20%. After we finish our first year, we will assess data and see how we can improve. Additionally, hoping our program is effective, we will expand to meet more cities, as well as partner with Healthy China 2030, which is a program that strives for a healthier future for the Chinese people. And one of their main goals is to decrease the percent of people smoking in China and dying of subsequent diseases. A large part of this program is understanding the culture of China. China is a culture that is very family-oriented and heavily stresses respect for their elders, so teaching from child to elder may be difficult. Additionally, smoking is a cultural habit of respect, which we must hold in turn and respect. With that being said, it's a habit that needs to be changed. To change the tide of smoking so that less people are smoking instead of more, we need full support of teachers and the government. We need to move the percent that less people are smoking by choice because of global health teachings versus necessity. We believe we can turn this tide together. Thank you.